Hey everybody, it's Ryan. Now I know a lot of you have asked me in the past what I use to record my videos with, so I decided that today I'd just sit you down and run you through all the different cameras that I have used up to this point. A couple of my older DSLRs I've sold because I've upgraded to new ones and I don't have those anymore, but I'll go through everything that I have currently, which is quite a bit. So first off, a lot of my older videos and still a couple of my newer videos, I still use a regular old iPod Touch. Now this doesn't really look like an iPod Touch because it has a thick, it's a Griffin survivor case that protects it from just about anything. You can throw it against a wall and nothing's going to happen to it. It's been through a lot worse, and I've never broken any kind of digital device screen in my life. So these are always my go-to cases. I always pull them out of my pocket and people will be like, what do you do? What do you have? 2 cell phones? Well, I use it like a cell phone because I'm kind of a lame-o and I have an old flip cell phone. But yeah, Griffin survivor case with a regular old iPod Touch. I use these to make my videos with when I'm traveling light. There's not a whole need for a bulky camera. I can just pull this out of my pocket and shoot. And then sometimes I use the YouTube's creator app. I think it's the creator app that you can edit the clips right in here. So that's pretty nice, and then you can upload them straight to YouTube. So anyway, there's that. Here's my other iPod Touch. This is my new one. I'll bring this back later. There's a use for that. Now, I haven't really been using this a whole lot lately, but this is a GoPro Hero 2, and I strap this on, the disc, or you can really strap these in any place that you really see fit, which is very nice about them. I'm not a huge fan of GoPro Heroes because just because of the audio quality. For everything else, they're great, but the audio quality is kind of one thing that they could have improved. But still, it's really a great camera. You can strap it to anywhere. As you probably most of you know, that the housing is waterproof and dustproof, which makes it very useful for hooking it onto the disc and recording a couple videos with that. I also use a battery attachment on the back of it to extend the battery life. So the newer camera that I've bought and I started recording videos this fall with is this. This is a JVC Quadproof camera, and this camera is supposed to be like freeze-proof, waterproof, dustproof, and shockproof. You can drop it from like 4 or 5 feet, which I think I've dropped it just this weekend, but it was only from maybe 2 feet, and it's stood up to the test of time. It's gone through its ropes. Probably the best thing that I use this for, that I love about it, is that it's dustproof. Like I tell Travis, when I bring this home at night, it's covered in dust, so I just run it under the sink, and then I just set it to the side, and I let it sit there and just dry off. And by the time it dries off, it's like a new camera because all the dust and everything's off of it, which is very nice because you can't do that with a lot of camcorders. And this also has a lot of space. I can hold maybe 2 days of full shooting with this, which is very nice. So again, JVC Quadproof camera, very handy. Also very useful for its zoom. So my next camera, I haven't used this one a whole lot. Don't mind the lens on it. This is just my long range lens. This is a Canon 5D Mark III. I haven't shot a whole lot of videos with this camera because this is solely my photography camera. I think I've shot maybe 1 or 2 videos with it just to see what the video quality is like, and it shoots great. Not a whole lot of difference between this one and my other camera, which you guys are watching me through right now. The camera that you're looking at me through is Canon 5D Mark II, and on it is the wide angle lens, and that camera is very nice because of the quality. I'm just going to put this down to the side. The Mark III has a lot of the same features as the Mark II. Quality-wise, very similar. I like the Mark III better, but the Mark II I've been using for my farm camera because, well, I'm using that fully for my photography. I can use that one for my second camera at weddings, and then for my farm photography. And the reason I'm not crazy about taking the full-frame DSLRs out to the farm is because of, you know, junk gets in on the sensor, and it gets the sensor dirty, and then it's hard to clean off. And if it gets to a point where you kind of get bothered by all the dust that you see on the lens or on the sensor, you have to send it in to get it cleaned professionally. I'm not brave enough to do it myself because I'm worried that I'm going to hurt the camera. But anyway, that camera is much better than the GoPro in terms of wide angle because, like I said, it's got a detachable lens, and that lens that I have on it right now is a lot wider than the GoPros have, and it's adjustable. I think I've shot one video with a telescopic lens, and that was of the 7930, I think 2 years ago. But very good quality through the lens. Lenses are important, not only the camera. So are we there already? Okay. So I know a lot of you have been watching my recent videos, and you have seen this. At least you haven't seen it, but you've seen video from it. Now this is a DJI Phantom Vision Plus, and it's got its own dedicated camera on it. A lot of different DJI Phantoms. You have to buy a GoPro and like that. And then you have to hook the GoPro up to the Vision, or up to the DJI Phantom. So, now this is where I bring back my iPod. Here we got the controller. And I spin this around. This has got a removable battery. Let me start it up for you. I thought it was going to kill me the first time I started that up. But, you know, start doing that whole thing. Now, the thing that is nice about this DJI Phantom is that, for one, see the camera? It's on a gimbal. So, no matter how bad you twist it around, that camera wants to stay pointing in the same direction. It really smooths out your video. I was thinking about buying a Phantom about a year ago, but it didn't have a gimbal on it, and after using this, it just wouldn't seem worth it because when you're looking at the video, it's a lot smoother. So tell you a little bit about the Wi-Fi that you can use for it. Now I can hook my iPod up to this camera through a range extender on the controller itself. And the reason that's handy is because when I'm down on the ground, I can go out to 1,600 feet, I think it is, in range, and still get a feed through my iPod. So I can get a first-person view of what's going on and where exactly it's at and what it's doing. That makes it a lot easier to know which way it's pointing, what it's recording, and what it's doing. You know, I haven't done too many playing around test flights with it because I've been using this strictly for recording because I don't want to crash it. And if anybody's thinking about buying one of these, make sure you know you want it, because the value of these things can go from $1,200 to $0 really quick. And it has a GPS on it to fight against the wind. What it does is it locks in the GPS coordinates of where it's currently at, and then as the wind pushes it back and forth, the craft will try to maintain those coordinates so it'll fight against the wind. And I can actually turn that off, and what it just did, it found more than 7 GPS satellites. So yeah, I've been using this for a lot of my videos. Technically, you know, you can't go over a certain height limit, so I haven't really been trying to take it very high. It's not really in my best wishes to get it up there, you know, crazy high, because there's really no reason for me to do it. I'll be using this a lot for following the tractors around in the field and just keeping an eye on what we're doing. You know, it'll really bring some interesting shots this summer. So anyway, I was going to show you the 5D, but I think you kind of got the hint of it. That's my go-to camera for the farm, along with the JVC Quadproof, because the Quadproof I can take, you know, into the dusty rooms, and then that camera I like to take into the tractors with me because of the wide angle, and then just the quality, you know. I'm not really big on quantity in terms of footage. I like, you know, clearer video, better audio. My audio's been kind of slacking because I haven't really been, you know, I've been using things like the JVC Quadproof camera, and since it's waterproof, I'm pretty sure there's a little film over the microphone that kind of degrades the quality a little bit, but it's still actually pretty good for being waterproof down to as deep as it is. I'm not really sure how deep it goes. Anyway, I believe that's all my cameras that I have. My 2 iPod touches, GoPro Hero 2, JVC Quadproof camera, Canon 5D Mark II, Canon 5D Mark III, and the DJI Phantom Vision 2 Plus. So anyway, be sure to check out my Facebook channel, guys. Be sure to tell all your friends about how farms work, and tell them to go on YouTube and subscribe to it. You guys have been doing a wonderful job telling other people around it about it. My subscribers have just been going through the roof lately, which is awesome. I couldn't ask for anything else. So anyway, thanks for watching, and be sure to check out my other videos. I'll see you next time.